Hi, in these Success with People live casts, we strive to address issues that are either not attended to or the way that they are addressed is different from our perspective. So we like to take a unique look at things. And today is no different as we look at team time management. Now, a lot of work is being done and a lot of courses are available in terms of time management. But how much effort has been put into how many insights, how many papers have been written about the impact of the team on your time management. Yeah. So if I want to make rapid decisions, but my team members want to have a lot more evidence base, a lot more planning involved. What does that mean for my personal time management? And so, this whole issue of team time management is important because it impacts productivity, it impacts the dynamics within the team, and so the experiences that people have in the team. All of these factors are impacted by the different approaches that people take to time management. Hi, I'm Trevor E.S. Smith, and with the Success with People Academy, and I will be your guide in this live cast as we look at team time management. So, as we understand it, this topic affects all aspects of our lives. Time. Time is a fleeting resource. You know, time lost can be regained. We know a number of these little phrases that talk about how we view time. And so time really and truly impacts issues of performance, productivity, our own lifestyle, whether we achieve our goals. All of these factors are impacted by time, how we manage time, what is our attitude to time. And so, like this gentleman, I don't know if you have been there where you have felt the need for additional hands, additional minds, and a whole body. But today we want to examine this whole issue of time management in the context of a team or of a group. It could be a family. Yes. If you would like to be on time, but your family members are perennially late, then that's another issue. So time management is not a solo event. It's impacted by those around. And so we use, some of you would have known me by now, the discerning model of communication and leadership as one of the tools that we work with to enhance performance, productivity in individuals, teams, and their organizations. And that model is built around the DISC framework: dominance, influence, steadiness, and conscientiousness. And what we want to do then is to use that platform to inform our study, if you want to call it, or analysis of time um, in the context of teams. So let us look as an overview of the four behavioral approaches, the four behavioral styles, four behavioral classifications. So we want to start with the D style: dominance. And the view for persons who have a preference for using dominance, the D style, is that I control my time. When we do time and task, our courses, we ask the question, uh, do you feel as if you have control of your time, or is your time managed by others? Well, the D style individual likes to feel that they are in charge of their time. Yeah. They also have a mindset that time is money. Yes. And so they want to monetize their time. And there's another concept, which is let's do it now. Let's do it now. And that might mean that we have to come back and fix some of it, but we're going to back ourselves to make the right decisions. And so we're going to go for it. So that's the D style perspective. The I style perspective is that if we are creative, we can actually save time. Yes. If you just think about, I'm using an example that I'm still not comfortable with, but if you think about the use of emojis on social media, that's a time saving. So rather than have to type, you click, and that's supposed to send a message out. So that's the idea. If you are creative, you can save time. So that's a mindset that individuals who have a preference for, influence. Um, that's what they want to look at. They also feel that time is not just to achieve goals, etc. It's about experience. Yes. So we need to enjoy life. We need to smell the roses as we go forward. So time needs to be revered. We need to have these experiences that we can look back on. That's part of the mindset of individuals who have a preference for the I style. And then there is the idea now of the wow. The I style individual has a sense when you compare it to the D style individuals who say, we need to go fast, we need to go quickly. The I style individual saying, listen to me, if you can create a wow, you can overcome the first mover advantage. So they prefer them to work at the wow, spend a little extra time making sure to identify this wow so that they can actually win. The S style, and we're going to go into further detail with each style. I'm just giving you an overview here. The S style, steadiness, right? So it's more people oriented and inward looking, more reserved. Well, basically, the S style approach is the tortoise and the hare, which is it's not the fastest, it's not the swiftest that wins the race, one that endures to the end. So that's basically the idea. So it is not a jackrabbit kind of a situation. We're going to go and we're going to be consistent, persistent, but we get in there. That's the S style. It's not a rush. Bottom line is keep your mind, your eyes focused on the tip and go towards it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm smiling because I remember my little granddaughter actually won a race, a little child. She's saying that, when the race started, all the other ones were going fast, but she knew that they would get tired. The same idea. But she went and she won because she went steadily, steadily, steadily along. And then the S style also wants to have others involved. And so what I've called it here is a multi-user strategy. We need to use time together. If we can pull together and if we can share the time, then of course we can maximize the use of time. That's the S. The C style, conscientiousness, task-oriented, reserve. That's the classification that we're looking at. And their approach to time is that this is like water. It's going to be in a decade or so. This is a precious asset. We need to protect it. So you have to almost hoard your time. Make sure that you don't waste it. Yeah. And so there's a lot of planning. If we plan carefully, then we can maximize the use of our time. And then, of course, we need to monitor it to make sure that we're not, wasting it. And then we need to plug the leak. Yeah. Wherever it is that we see there's a drain on our time, we need to stop that. So this little gentleman who wants to come around to your desk and talk, tell stories and so on, somehow or another you have to cut him off at the pass. No, because you're a drain on my time. Why not come back after work and let's talk about it, but not during my working time? So that gives you some sense of the four approaches. So we're going to go through each one of them quickly. Remember, we're going to be here. We work to be out of here within 35 minutes, so you don't have to worry. You can put down whatever it is that you're doing and just pay attention for a while. All right. So the D style, what is their approach? As I mentioned, time is valuable. Time is money, and so basically you have to optimize and use your time in order to achieve your goals. So there's a focus then on results and efficiency and making sure that you're in charge of time and that your time is not managed and taken away from you by others. Yeah? And so, again, the idea here is that you want to prioritize tasks that yield tangible outcomes. So, I, for example, advocate a question: what is the most important thing that we can do right now? What is the most valuable thing that we can do at this point in time? And that comes from this style thinking. And so, if in a team environment, they're likely to want to take charge or at least have some significant level of influence with respect to projects. And they would set high, targets and ambitious timelines. And that's this style thinking: winning, pushing, uh, being driven. And so, while that approach might be useful in terms of helping the team to move forward, we have to be careful that that approach doesn't overlook the input of others. People might have other perspectives, other things need to be taken into consideration. So we need to be careful then that we manage this style approach. All right, what about completing tasks? So we're going to look at how we complete tasks, meetings, and those factors as we examine all of the four approaches. So this style mindset in terms of task is, let's get it done. Yeah, let's find a way to get it done quickly and effectively. Yeah. But some of the detailed planning and going into the micromanagement, the style is not as comfortable with that. They like to feel as if they can go into it and make it happen. Yeah, and so they want to achieve objectives. Like yesterday, one of the things that we said, this style is the source of instant coffee. This whole idea of percolation and so on. It's too time consuming. Let us get it done. I just want some coffee now. So one of the things with this style, and I'm giving you a tip, very important tip, is to make sure that these style individuals is clear about what is required in this instant, in this project. I have to go to the Bible. I'm going to give you Moses. Moses, the Israelites complained about water. He was told to strike the rock by God. Water came. They complained again. God says, speak to the rock. Moses hit the rock. Then he was not able to go to the promised land. And we see situations like that where there is an assumption that I know I've got it. That's a D-style pitfall. I've got it. I know I can get it done. Make sure that they're bringing the right plan, right? The right approach to this particular situation, because there might be nuances, there might be differences in this situation. Be clear. We talk about the story of, and it's not a story, it's an actual case of the bearer who gets a bid document to go to a different location and gets it and says, okay, I've been carrying big documents for, months and years. And he ends up taking the thing to the wrong place. Be careful. All right, I think I've emphasized that enough. Let's move on. Meetings. Oh man, meetings are a drag. Yeah. I like to say meetings mete out punishment. But in a meeting, the D-style individual wants to make sure that their point of view, their desires, their needs are addressed. And so, yeah, they want bullet point meetings. They want to move. Yes, check the box. That has been done. Move on. My suggestion is that you need to have a facilitator, a chairperson who's strong, who can control the meeting and to make sure that it's not hijacked. Good point. Right? What about deadlines? Yeah. Well, these style individuals tend to want to set very tight deadlines because they're wanting to win, wanting to achieve things quickly. Yeah? And so that's par for the course. You're going to have some issues in the team as they push and push and push individuals, but that's all right. We can deal with that. Decision making, quick, on the feet thinking, make quick decisions. That's part of this style territory. And so here's a statement that I am not overly concerned. I'm not, I don't get bogged down worrying about making the right decisions. I make my decisions right. And that's significant in terms of time management, in terms of how the team functions. Is that this individual is saying, hey, I'm going to back myself. Let's call it and move forward. And if it's not right, I fix it. We'll move again. But sometimes we sit down and get bogged down too much in anticipating and going over and over and never ever get started. So that's important. But again, this is a point of conflict in teams because some people want to work it through, want to plan. And the D style is saying, yeah, I've got this. I back myself. Let's go. Let's move on to your I style time. Their approach to time is a little bit different in that they see time as a fluid concept. It's there to achieve goals, but it's also there to be enjoyed. It's there to be shared with others. And so the advice or the mindset is to let's be creative. Let's use time creatively so that we can maximize impact. So it's not a fun thing alone. We're going to achieve it. We're going to find ways to have maximum impact while we're enhancing the experience. That's the objective of I-style thinking. And so there's a lot of spontaneity, creativity, clearly, and shared experiences. The issue might be that the strictures that people normally have, with these plans, and you need to have this done by this, and you need to do it in this order, and this is the policy. That is a little bit of a challenge for I-style thinkers because they want a more fluid, more flexibility, more room to maneuver and to respond to development. So, a lot of enthusiasm and great spirit in the team, but one thing that we might want to say is that we need to balance some of this flair, some of this spontaneity with some more structure and some more nailed down systems. Okay. All right. Completing tasks. I-style thrives in where there's collaboration and brainstorming and look to see how best we can achieve our goals. And clearly, there is benefit from social interaction. And so they might actually prefer to work in teams and to work on tasks where they get a chance to think and think outside of the box and to look at it as against doing routine things. Yeah. So the tasks need to be engaging. I smile because one of the things that I remember is being in that job where I had to just be punching at the machine, double checking whether rows and rows and rows and columns of data, you know, was accurate, kind of boring to death. All right, so meetings, let us speed up a little bit here. The meetings, I started, we participate in the meeting and, generate energy, etc. Need to make sure that as meeting is flexible and so on, you don't go off tangent with, you know, topics that might not necessarily be fully germane to what it is that you're doing. And please send out reminders about the meetings and send out reminders about the work that's supposed to be done prior to the meeting. Please don't just wait and get angry in the meeting. Send out the reminders. And deadlines, no problem. The iStyle though prefers mini milestones. So don't just give me a deadline, July the 14th, all of this needs to be done. Let's have some little mini things. By tomorrow, we need to get this. Next week, Tuesday, we're getting this, etc. So that we can be clear. Do not just give me one deadline. Doesn't work so well. All right? And frequent check-ins helps. One thing to be careful of, though, is that what we call scope creep, where this was the plan, and then suddenly there are added things, added things, added things. Be careful of that, because of the iStyle's desire for the wow, they might actually start to add things to the project that were not contemplated. Yeah, be careful of scope creep. All right, and then of course the iStyle is decisive, can make decisions. However, there is a preference. I want to have a sense of what's going on in the group. Where are they leading? What do people really want? So I have my ideas, but I want to find out, have a sense of what it is that the others want. And they can be swayed by strong, influential arguments. Yeah, they are persuadable. It's style. So its style is diligent in terms of managing their time. Yeah. They want to make sure that the tasks are completed and completed with care and attention to detail. These are serious people that this is work. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done in a nice way, and we're going to get along well with others while we're doing the work. But we don't want to waste time. So some of the things that are required will be clear instructions. We're going to be persistent and consistent in what it is that we're doing, moving forward steadily. And we want to have people who are reliable and respect order. So therefore, there should be good, strong systems and structures that create an environment in which things can be done in order and done well. That's the style perspective. And so there's a calmness, there's stability while we're doing the things. And of course, we want to get along and make it work. May not be as much of the excitement as the iStyle, but we definitely want to have positive experiences. Yeah? So in meetings, they really don't want to fuss and have fights about things. And so there's one challenge I'm giving you is that the style individual will have ideas, will have things to say, but they would prefer to let others talk, and they're not sure that what it is that they are saying would be relevant, and so they would hold it back. You have to ferret that information out of them. It might be after the meeting, etc. My experience is that when we're doing our workshops, people come up afterwards and say, I wanted to ask this, but I didn't want to ask it in the meeting, etc., because I wasn't sure. So you do need to ferret out those valuable insights from your style colleagues. Might not raise it in the meeting, all right? Deadlines. Style approaches. Yes, of course, we need to have deadlines. How could we ever get things done if we have no deadlines? But why these shortest ones? You just come up with this now all of a sudden. Yeah. So we know that it takes 5 hours to do this task. Yet now, you're here now 45 minutes before to say, oh, you need this for a meeting. What am I supposed to do with that? So a style is not going to be as animated as that. You're going to say, okay, uh, but this is not likely to happen given the history, given the experience that this task cannot be completed in this time. And so if you push forward, it's going to just end up with frustration. I'm going to be frustrated doing it, and you're not going to get it. So really and truly, we need to be more thoughtful with respect to setting deadlines. And in terms of decision making, yeah, consensus, consensus, consensus. Why should we overrun people who have a different view? Okay, so we're going to vote. So when we vote and Trevor is in disagreement, what are we saying about him? Is he less competent? Is he, not as smart? Why are we ignoring Trevor? And so the S style loves consensus, and they will want to have people come together and agree that this is the answer, this is the solution, this is what we should do. Problem with that is that the clock is ticking while all of that is taking place. Consensus building is not a fast track. Other danger that we have is the tyranny of the minority. What I'm saying is, a Trevor could, hold back progress by always dissenting. So no, if we have a team leader who is saying we need to consider all views and we need to get everybody into agreement, then those persons, or a one person who thinks differently, could cause major problems because they just need to always say no. Yeah, that's the problem. So minorities can also be a challenge to progress when consensus is critical. And then we get to the C style, conscientiousness. Yeah. They view time correctly as a finite resource, and so they want to allocate it as efficiently as possible. And so they're very detail oriented, very methodical, right? In their approach, and work with a lot of planned schedules. And so, yeah, very analytical in terms of time management. And the team can really benefit from this kind of attention to detail and precision with which they want to proceed. However, there's advantage, benefits to allowing for some flexibility. Yeah, that's a little help for the seats that are thinking. And then completing tasks, yeah, well, very thorough, and want to be effective. Yeah? So this C style is prides themselves on planning things for T and ending up where they need to end. Yeah? So also want high standards and so on. So some of the issues there is people cutting the corners in order to get to where they want to get. C style is going to hold you accountable because they want to maintain high standards. Meetings. C style approaches, they want to make points that are based on evidence, have insights that are well thought out. So, yeah, they want meetings to be structured and so on. But the challenge is, if they're seeking information, they might not be unduly concerned about the time that's passing. So you're there saying, hey, come on, man, let it go now, let it go, let it go. And they're saying, no, I need the answer, I need the answer. So that's part of it. Deadlines are there as well, and like the B style, the I style is going to be pushing, making sure that people um, deliver. So holding you accountable. So there's another area of conflict as they push hard to make sure that the carefully planned deadlines are met. Uh, So what are we saying? Bottom line is that if we seek to understand the behavioral styles of our team members or the members of the group, we can, in fact, be much more effective as a group in terms of managing time. So, our team time management will be enhanced if we apply some of the things that we spoke about tonight. Yeah, learn to understand the behavioral preferences and the implications of those preferences to enhance the team. Yeah. Let us have a conversation about this. Send me an email to info@successwithpeople.org. That's info@successwithpeople.org. And we can have a talk about it. No holds, no cost. Just talk to me. Who are we? We are the Success with People Academy, and we are part of the InfoServe group. And we have been for a long time. I remember I'm thinking about one of our early taglines would be productivity enhancement with the infusion of technology. And that's basically who we are. We work with individuals, teams, and organizations, and we have um, systems, approaches like our discerning model of communication, but we also pin it on technology. We're very, very keen to use. So, in effect, we are a technology boutique as we enhance performance in organizations. Let's have a talk. Maybe you can find, we'll find that we have answers for you. Want to also invite you to access some of our content, some of our information. We put a lot of content out. I think I'm probably up to 334 newsletters or articles on LinkedIn alone. Right? And you can get them here. The newsletter is successwithpeople.org, bottom of the screen before you. So just, yeah, please subscribe. A lot of content there. Right? We also, these live casts are on YouTube. So if you go to our channel, Extended Disk Solutions, you'll see these videos that are there. We have a number of them there. And we also have on LinkedIn our Leadership DNA Club. Just again, ask um, for entry into the club, and we will send, allow you to come in. It's not one of those that you can just go and just post all sorts of things. So when you go into the Leadership DNA Club, you're going to get solid content, not a lot of advertising where people just pump things in. So that's my invitation to you. Let's have a conversation. Sign up for the Success with People newsletter. Check out our YouTube channel and join, sure, because we would love to get your insights. You could be one of the information leaders, influencers, I think they call them nowadays, on this, Leadership DNA Club. Happy to get good, solid content. So that's another way, another approach to letting the world know more about you. Come, join the Leadership DNA Club and provide us with some insights. Thank you, and may God continue to bless you.